Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're talking about something that I think everyone learning a language has felt, that mental stall.
Oh, yeah?
You're in a conversation, it's going great, English is flowing, and then bang, a question hits, and suddenly, nothing. Your mind's just blank, you freeze.
Right. And that silence, it feels awful, doesn't it? Like forever.
Ah,
But it's so common.
super common
Right.
and frustrating because often you do know the words, you know the answer, they're just hiding somewhere.
Exactly. They're just not accessible right then.
So our mission today in this deep dive is basically to flip that script, turn that awful moment into, well, something manageable, maybe even an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the research we've looked at, it shows something pretty counterintuitive.
Which is?
That freezing.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually mean your English is bad or you lack knowledge. It often means your brain is working really hard. It's
Oh.
processing stuff in real time.
Okay, wow. So that's the big insight up front.
Right.
Freezing is actually a sign of intense mental activity, not failure.
Precisely. We see that silence and think failure. But we need to kind of reframe that. Your brain's busy, searching, connecting ideas, trying to find the best, most natural way to say something.
So the goal isn't to never pause again. Nobody talks like that.
No, exactly. The goal is to learn how to handle that pause, how to keep the conversation moving while your brain does its thing.
Right. Manage the silence, don't fight it.
And
So
I-
we're talking about bridging that gap.
Yes. And understanding why you froze in the first place really helps you pick the right kind of bridge.
Okay, makes sense. So let's dig into those causes. Knowing the why helps with the how, right?
Definitely. Our sources point to basically three main reasons this happens.
Yeah.
And each one needs a slightly different approach.
All right, let's get under the hood then. What are these three culprits?
Okay, so first up, panic. Purely emotional.
Ah, the classic stage fright.
Yeah, pretty much. You feel this intense pressure. Maybe it's an important conversation. Maybe you just really want to sound perfect.
And the fear just jams the system.
Exactly. It overrides your actual ability to speak. It's like performance anxiety, but for conversation.
I've definitely felt that. So if you know it's panic, what do? What's the immediate fix?
Well, you need to calm down, obviously,
Mhm.
but also reassure the listener. So you need a phrase that buys time, but also validates them.
Like what?
Something like, oh, that's a really thoughtful question, or maybe, let me think about that for a second. It does two things. Calms you down and shows the other person you're engaged.
Okay, I like that. Using a compliment as a sort of mental breather. Smart. What's number two?
Number two is translation delay. This isn't emotional, it's more mechanical.
Mechanical.
Yeah, your brain is actively trying to translate a concept or word from your native language into English. The process is running, it's just buffering.
Ah, okay. Like the little spinning wheel in your head. The words are in there, just taking a scenic route to get out.
Pretty much. So if you recognize that's what's happening, what kind of bridge do you need?
Probably something that signals you're searching for a word.
Exactly. You need to signal word retrieval is happening. So something direct, like, give me a sec, what's the word? Or, how do I say this in English? Or even, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Right. That last one is great. Everyone knows that feeling.
And it shows confidence, actually. It says, I know what I want to say. I'm just grabbing the exact right word. You're negotiating vocabulary, not struggling to understand.
That's a really key distinction. Okay, good. What's the third cause?
The third one is what we're calling the blank response.
Blank response.
Yeah. You understood the question perfectly fine. No translation needed. But the answer is maybe complicated or requires putting a few ideas together. Or it's just totally unexpected.
Ah, so your brain just gets overloaded trying to form the reply fast enough.
Precisely. It's an overload stall. Too much processing needed too quickly.
Okay, so if it's that kind of stall, what's the strategy?
Here, you probably need a phrase that acknowledges you're formulating something complex. Think about rephrasing tools or maybe those thinking fillers we mentioned.
Like,
Okay, what I'm trying to get at is, or, well, I guess the way I see it is, something that gives you runway to start talking, even if it's not perfectly polished at first.
gotcha. It gives you permission to sort of think out loud a bit.
Exactly. So you see the pattern. You're moving from just sitting there in panic
Yeah, passively freezing.
to actively managing the moment, choosing the right kind of verbal cushion based on why you stalled.
Verbal cushion. I like that term. Okay, so that leads us perfectly into the actual toolkit, right? The specific phrases.
Yes. The time buyers. And the secret is native speakers use these all the
Yeah.
time, constantly.
Right. We just don't notice it as much, maybe. Sounds natural.
Then that's the goal. Using these makes you sound more engaged, not less certain.
Okay, so let's break down these categories of cushions or bridge phrases.
We've grouped them by what they do in the conversation.
Let's start with the ones for when you're genuinely thinking fillers.
Right. These are your go-tos when you need to structure a thought or consider an answer. Simple things work best.
Like,
Let me think about that for a second. Or the classic, that's a good question. Really common.
yeah, I hear that one a lot.
Or maybe if you're a bit unsure. Well, I'm not totally sure, but maybe. Or just opening with, well, I guess I'd say.
Okay, but wait, isn't there a risk? If you use let me think too much, don't you sound unprepared? I know learners worry about that.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
But it's more about the rhythm than how often you use them.
Rhythm.
Yeah. If a native speaker pauses for just a beat, says, good question, and then answers, it sounds thoughtful, like they're really considering it.
I see.
But if you pause for like 5 awkward seconds and then stammer out a filler, that sounds like struggling. The filler needs to come quickly to maintain the conversational rhythm.
Got it. Rhythm, not frequency. Okay, what's the next category?
Next up, clarifying fillers.
Okay, so these are for when you need something from the other person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You need them to repeat or confirm something. It cleverly passes the conversational ball back to them for a moment. Buys you time safely.
Without making it seem like you weren't listening or got distracted.
Right. Simple things like, sorry, do you mean? Or, could you say that last part again?
Yeah.
Or, even better, if you mostly got it but need specifics. Oh, so you mean like the impact on X specifically shows that you're listening closely.
And gives your brain a few extra seconds to catch up. Okay, smart. And the last category, the one for when the word just vanishes.
Yes. The rephrasing tools. Your escape hatch from the vocabulary void.
We've all been there.
Definitely. So instead of freezing, you signaled the little hiccup. You could say, what I'm trying to say is, and then use simpler words.
Okay.
Or be direct and relatable. How do you say? The English word isn't coming to me right now.
Yeah, honesty works. And my personal favorite you mentioned earlier?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yes. Everyone gets that. It makes it a shared struggle, not just your problem.
Absolutely. And using these makes you sound human, conversational, and actually quite in control, even when you hit a small snag.
Okay, so we have the why the causes. We have the what's the toolkit of verbal cushions. Now let's put it together. The immediate recovery method.
Right. We call it the breathe plus verbal cushion technique. Simple, 2 steps for when your mind goes totally blank.
Step 1.
Breathe. Just pause for 1 second. Seriously. The sources really stress this. That tiny controlled pause isn't awkward. It shows you're composed.
Not rushing into panic mode.
Exactly. Rushing makes it worse. So breathe. 1 second.
Okay, breathe. Then step 2.
Verbal cushion. Immediately. Pick one of those phrases from the toolkit, whichever fits the situation best, and say it. Keep the rhythm going.
So instead of that long, cringy silence.
You jump in with something like, oh, wow, that's a really interesting topic. Let me just gather my thoughts. Or if it's a word issue, hang on, give me a second. The word is right here.
Just saying something breaks the freeze.
It breaks the spell of the silence, yeah.
Okay, let's try it. Give us a scenario so we can hear how it sounds.
All right. Scenario A. Someone asks you a tough question, maybe. In your opinion, what's the most complex political issue of the last decade? Big question.
Yeah, instant potential freeze right there. So instead of silence.
You go, breathe. 1 second. Then, that's a really thoughtful question. Well, I probably have to say the whole situation around global supply chains, specifically how.
Nice. See? That, thoughtful question. Wow. Bought you, like, 4 or 5 seconds. Time to actually pinpoint supply chains and start forming the answer. You bridged the blind response stall.
Exactly. Okay, scenario B. More casual. Someone asks, what did you end up doing last weekend? But the English word for your activity is tricky. Translation's delay stall.
Okay, instead of freezing.
Breathe. Then, let me think. I was doing that thing in the bathroom. I already say tiling. I was tiling my bathroom.
Perfect. Let me think. How do you say it? Clearly signals you know what you did. You're just momentarily searching for the specific word tiling. It sounds completely natural.
These are just natural pauses handled smoothly, not panic pauses.
This is so useful. So tying it all back, what's the big takeaway about fluency?
It really comes down to this.
Mm-hmm.
Fluency isn't about never pausing. It's impossible.
Right. That's the key realization.
Fluency is about knowing what to do when you inevitably pause.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the cool part. Every single time you hit a stall, take that breath, use a cushion, and keep going. You're actually training your brain.
Training it.
You're teaching it to stay calm under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
You're building confidence not by avoiding stalls, but by successfully recovering from them. It's confidence through recovery.
Confidence through recovery. I love that. Okay, this has been super practical. Let's give our listeners something concrete to do right away, an action step.
Okay, your practice challenge. It's simple. Choose 3. Just 3 of these verbal cushions that feel comfortable for you.
Maybe like, that's a good question. Let me think for a second. What I mean is something like that.
Perfect. Pick 3 that resonate. Then your mission in your very next English conversation could be a meeting, a call, whatever. Deliberately use each of those 3 phrases at least once.
Even if you don't strictly need to.
Yeah, especially then. Practice deploying them. Get comfortable with the feeling of taking control of the pause.
So use the control the breath, use the tools, the verbal cushions, stay engaged. Don't retreat into silence.
Exactly.
And maybe the ultimate sign of fluency isn't perfect, nonstop speech.
Definitely not.
But knowing how to manage those little moments without apologizing or feeling bad about it.
Absolutely. So the final thought here. Next time you freeze, next time you forget a word, please don't apologize.
Right. No, sorry, my English.
No. Apologies signal failure. Instead, just breathe, drop in one of your cushions, and keep the conversation flowing. That mental shift from feeling sorry for yourself to confidently redirecting. That's mastery.
That's the game changer. Breathe, cushion, and flow.
Could have said it better.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much. We'll catch you on the next deep dive.